Hello, hopefully everyone had a nice little break. Michael Belichick.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, you're here for Santello?
Yes, ma'am. If I could talk to the state, I think we're pretty close to a plea bargain on this one.
Okay. And is your client family violence or criminal trial division?
It's criminal trial division.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And let me make sure everyone is co-host. All right, Adam LaHood.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We have conferred with the state. My client is Clinique Boyd. We're at an impasse at this point, Judge, and I think we're just going to get pressed to trial.
All right, as soon as your client logs on, we'll take up that matter.
Yep.
All right, and Javier Padilla, we have the paperwork. It's being corrected on Jacob Reyes. So are you ready to proceed?
Ready, Judge.
All right. Who is the prosecutor for this?
Marcus?
Okay. All right. So we're going to go back on the record in 2020 CR 7579, State of Texas versus Jacob Reyes. State, is there any oral amendments to the motion to enter adjudication of guilt?
Yes, Judge, and I'm sorry, it looks like I was sent a corrected NTR by probation.
Okay.
Would you like me to do that or just correct it orally?
Yes. So you've received a corrected motion to revoke, and I'm assuming the corrected motion to revoke notes that the offense is possession and not possession with intent to deliver. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
All right, Mr. Padilla, do you have any objections to proceeding with that, or are you asking for a continuance?
Well, Judge, I'm not sure what offense he was convicted of. Was he convicted of?
He was convicted of a third-degree felony. Well, he was placed on deferred adjudication for a third-degree felony. However, the motion to enter adjudication of guilt states that it's a second-degree felony, and the judgment stated that it was a second-degree felony.
Well,
So both have been changed to third-degree felonies.
If it remains a third-degree felony, then I have no objection to that, and I'm ready to proceed.
Okay. All right, and yes, the court is in receipt of the corrected motion. So are you the same Jacob Reyes who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 7579 for the offense of possession of controlled substance penalty group 1 to 4 grams on January 21st, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, State.
Yes, Judge. Condition number 14. On or about the 22nd day of September 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jacob Reyes, did then and there fail to complete 120 hours of community service restitution in violation of condition number 14.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Condition number 16, on or about the 14th day of July 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jacob Reyes, did then and there fail to complete the GPS program and that the defendant removed the monitor in violation of condition number 16.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive the others.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None, Your Honor.
Do you understand by pleading true to violation of conditions 14 and 16, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 14 and 16?
Yes.
Court will find 14 and 16 true. Is there an agreement?
Here is Judge, we're asking that you grant the motion, adjudicate and revoke and sentence him to 2 years TDC.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am. If
Are
my,
you waiving your right to appeal?
yes,
Court will follow your agreement. The court will find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you to 2 years in the prison and give you credit for any time served. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
yes,
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not need the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Reyes. We can go off the record. Mr. Reyes, what do you have tattooed above your eyebrows? I think I've asked that question.
Yeah, my kids' initials, all three of my boys.
All right, did you need to place it there to remember?
Sometimes I need to remember that I got to keep myself out of trouble, but I'm trying.
And yet here we are. So here's the thing.
I was hoping
How old
for
are
a
you?
33. I was hoping for a reinstatement, but since I didn't get it, I might as well take it.
Well, I mean, you're cutting off your monitor.
Yeah, it's because I had
You know,
no
life, you know what my mom always says and what I say, life is easy. People make it difficult. I mean, if you wouldn't have cut off the monitor, if you would have followed the rules, we wouldn't be here.
And the funny thing is that when I actually had the house to be able to put the monitor at, I can't get it no more. You know, I was jumping from house to house. I told my probation officer, you know, I got that.
Well,
I got me
You
a
gotta,
house now,
here's the
and it's
thing,
like,
Mr. Reyes, you gotta make changes in your life. Otherwise,
Yes,
you're gonna
ma'am.
wake up and a majority of your life is gonna be spent in prison, and a majority of it is gonna be spent with you getting tattoos to remember things, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Reyes. Number 16A can go back. And you're excused, Mr. Padilla. Thanks for your patience.
Judge, I've got that patience in my pocket all day today.
I'm telling you, take it out. And you know, guys who have suits, I know you guys have those secret pockets when you open up the jacket.
Thank you,
I don't
Judge.
have any pockets today, but I put patience all around the office.
Very well. Thank you, Judge. See you.
All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. Roberto Ramirez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Present by Zoom, and my client has been able to log into the Zoom as
All
well.
right, and that's Ms. Reynolds.
Yes,
Is that your client, Ms. Reynolds?
Yes, Your Honor, Monica K. Reynolds.
All right, so have you received the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
So where are we going with this case?
We are in the process of the application. She's in the middle of the application process to the mental health pretrial diversion program.
Okay, so how long is it going to take for that to be completed? Do you know?
Just from prior experience, Your Honor, it takes 30 to 60 days, and she's right around like halfway point right now. She's made one of the appointments, and then she's in the process of getting another appointment, and then she's in the process of getting her record. So I think we're asking for another research, and we should be able to get that completed.
All right, Norma, on Monica Reynolds, could you give me a 30-day reset in the chat box, please? All right, so we're going to come back on December 14th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right, and next, Ms. Reynolds, you're excused. All right, and next, Adam LaHood, who's had the most patience.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Yes.
We have conferred on this case. I believe we are at an impasse in terms of being able to get this resolved. We're gonna, at this point, I think we're just gonna.
Okay, what is this CIA in? Your client is signed under as CIA NSA Cyber Surveillance Unit 1. So you telling me we have somebody charged with a crime that's with the CIA, NSA cyber surveillance unit?
No, Judge, this is an issue we're keeping an eye on, potentially for competency down the road. At this point, I don't have enough, I think, to go, but there might be some current concerns with this as we proceed forward.
Okay. So are you following some issues for competency?
Judge, at this point, we're not to that point, but I'm monitoring it. That's all I can tell you. I can't in good faith file a motion suggesting at this time, but I'm going to keep a very close eye on this whole deal.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can file a motion for competency at any time. So
Yes,
I don't want us to be set for trial. And then the day of trial, we're filing a motion for competency.
yeah. Your Honor, it may not be a bad idea just to get it in there. And you know what? I'm going to do that before the end of business today.
All right, Norma, on Ms. Boyd, we'll need a competency.
Okay.
And can I have a 30-day reset? All right, we're going to come back on December 14th.
December 14th. I'll get something formally filed this afternoon, Judge.
All right, Ms. Boyd, you need to make sure you make all of your appointments. You're on mute, Ms. Boyd, so no one can hear you.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what just happened. Appointments to what?
For a competency evaluation?
Competency of who? Of me?
Yes.
My competency is being questioned?
I just
Okay.
said that you're having an evaluation for competency.
Okay. Okay.
All right, is there anything else you need?
Not this time, Judge. We'll get a motion on file ASAP.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Your
you
Honor.
for your patience, Ms. Boyd. Yes, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Norma, what page was she on?
She's on the recall.
Okay. There we go. All right, and then who is Roland Garcia's client?
Mr. Morales, he's in room 12.
Mr. Morales? Could you unmute for me? Are you David Morales?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Mr. Morales, we're going to have to recall your case. Your attorney is out of county on another hearing.
Okay.
All right, so thank you for your patience. We're going to come back on December 14th. I'm sorry, we're going to recall it for November 18th. And if your attorney is available sooner, then he will let us know, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Norma, November 18th.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Sutter?
The freeze is on. The freeze is now on.
Okay, I'm trying to see what the issue is. All right, Ms. Sutter, you're on probation and you're supposed to be reviewed for felony drug court or student status, but I have you here for a compliance. Probation, do you know what's going on? Has she decided she doesn't want to do it?
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Give me one moment, Your Honor.
Just one moment, Ms. Sutter. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to speak. I'm just trying to figure out what the issue is, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Judge Boyd, this is on the matter of her drug patch.
Okay, so what is the issue with the drug patch?
So she was asked to get a drug patch and never notified the officer when she removed it, nor did she mention it during the office visit with her officer.
All right, so, but why is she in custody? Is she in custody because there's a motion to revoke?
The last thing I see is that there was confusion on why she was also in custody, and we never received an answer back on that matter.
All right, Ms. Sutter, why are you in custody? Do you know?
I had a MTR hearing with you on October 1st and you sentenced me to drug court.
Yes.
I
so
did my evaluation on October 11th and the evaluator told me that I was accepted. I just had to wait 3 weeks in order to go. So the girl that got evaluated the same day as me in the morning has already gone 2 weeks ago to drug court and has already started her new life out there. We had both
All right,
wrote,
just
Judge,
1 second. Yes.
can you hear me, sir? ma'am?
No, just 1 second.
Oh,
We're
yes,
going to
ma'am.
find out from drug court what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, so Ms. Sutter, I've just spoken with someone from felony drug court. The issue is they're saying that you have out-of-county charges. Do you know if that's been taken care of?
Ma'am, I have probation that runs concurrent with my San Antonio probation. It's been running concurrent and I've been reporting to San Antonio.
No, what is the case that's out of county?
It's in
Which
Kendall,
county is it?
It's Kendall County.
All right, so probation, is there any way you can get in touch with the probation officer from Kendall County? Because I've just spoken with felony drug court. They're willing to accept her. They will put her at the top of the list, but she has the out-of-county matter that's holding her back.
Yes, I can see if we can get in contact with her other probation officer.
All right, thank you so much. So just give us a moment, Ms. Sutter. We're going to see what we can do, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Judge, I was looking through her case with Kendall County and I can't locate the officer's name. I also messaged her probation officer for us, and she doesn't have information on the probation officer either.
Ms. Sutter, what is the name of your probation officer in the other county?
I think his name was Menchaca. I haven't reported to him though in 2 years. I've just been reporting to San Antonio. That's what I was told to do, was report to San Antonio. I've been reporting to Tierra York in San Antonio.
All right, we may have an issue. We're going to see what we can discover, Ms. Sutter. Yes, Mr. Valachek?
Yes, Judge. We have a plea bargain on Santoyo. I was just chatting that to Meredith
Okay,
that he's agreed.
all right.
I was trying to, but she can
Can
hear
you
me
put
good.
his email in the chat? Can you put his?
Yes, I'll do that since I just
Thanks.
messed up the other one. I went to everyone. Okay.
Okay.
There it is. I've been on so many Zooms and in person today, Judge. My brain is not working very well. My typing is working even worse.
That's okay. And can you put these two on? Thanks.
There we go.
And Mr. Belichick, I'm going to send you and your client to a breakout room so you can go over paperwork.
Okay.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Ms. Sutter, just give us a moment. We're still working on your issue, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge Boyd, I was able to connect with Kendall County. However, they don't have an officer available to tell me the status on what's going on with that case. So they said to call back in about half an hour.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, James.
Hello. I was over in 11, but here I am.
Well, welcome back. You have Mr. Schultz.
Yeah, he doesn't want me to continue on his case. I frankly don't have a problem with that, but you know, I mean, if he's changed his mind, that's fine, but that's what he wanted earlier. He
All right,
wanted
well,
to,
we need to have Mr. Schultz brought back. Let's just see if we can get him back. Or maybe we should try tomorrow. Maybe he'll be having a better day tomorrow.
well, Judge, I told him I couldn't get a motion to dismiss filed until the weekend, so that's what blew it. So
All right.
that's what he wanted. So
All right, Norma, do you have an ETA on Mr. Schultz, or should maybe we just try to see him tomorrow?
because I'm still in another court. I came over from another court just to let you know.
Norma, let's see, are we able to reschedule him for tomorrow? She's going to check to see where he is.
Okay, because I am in another court, but you have a priority.
Oh,
Judge, can we recall him for tomorrow?
yes. Are we okay to recall him tomorrow?
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
I learned a new word today from a baby attorney. It's called a courtesy continuance. I told him I was never too old to learn. I like that word.
A courtesy continuance.
I
like
think it
that.
means I just can't do it. I'm so busy or something. I mean, it was one of those, you know how it is when you're starting out. Everything seems to cave in at one time. So,
Yes.
you know, not like you and me. If they said you have a trial in the living room and woke us up at 2 a.m., we could probably go in there and do it, you know.
All right. Thanks. We'll have Mr. Schultz for tomorrow. Ms. Sutter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what we're going to do on your case. The probation officer is checking with the other probation officer that's out of county. Sometimes there's a lot of moving parts. So we're going to recall you for tomorrow, but we may have everything worked out before then. But no matter what happens, we'll have you here tomorrow so we can talk to you, okay? And we should know what's happening in that other county by then. If we don't know what's happening in that other county by then, what I will do is I'll assign you an attorney and see if we can get an attorney to talk with them, okay?
My attorney said I didn't have any warrants or anything in other counties, so I thought I was good to go into drug court. I was excited about starting drug court.
Oh, we're gonna make it happen. Still keep your excitement, okay? So it still is gonna happen. Sometimes things are worth it. It takes a little bit longer, okay? And who was your attorney?
Ricker, I think.
I'm sorry, who?
Ricker, R-I-K-E-R, I think. What's his name? Ricker.
Is it Piker?
Piker, there you go. Yes. Piker.
All right. All right, we will see what happens. Norma, you can let them know that Ms. Sutter can go back. If we can have her rescheduled for tomorrow, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Brenda, I never know the sign behind me. It's up that says happy birthday. Because when people are saying it, I'm like, how do you know that? Hi, Michael, have you guys finished?
We're still missing a appellate waiver and an application for deferred.
Okay, and I don't have the plea paperwork sent back to me either, Michael.
Okay, I'll check. He
He
thought he sent it off.
yet.
All right, so could the clerks go to breakout room number 1? And Norma, if you could go to number 1, please. So they'll be in 1.
Okay.
All righty. We're all ready?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, there we go. Court is calling 2000, it's not working, Brenna. Court is calling 2021 CR 3906, Texas versus Jesus Santello. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
for the defense?
Michael Valachek for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Santello?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Santello, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Santello, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, state is proceeding on count 1, waiving count 2, and for the lesser included 1 to 4 grams.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Santello, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance? Penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams. It's a second degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Santello, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Well, no, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you
No, ma'am.
satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense in count 1. There's a $1,500 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's $60 for Bexar County lab for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there being any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, proof of viable employment, obtain GED or high school diploma, and follow recommendations of the TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations
Yes,
from
ma'am.
the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the lesser included offense as in count 1, which is possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. Penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Oh, well, guilty, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Santello, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state would call them the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, if the court wishes. We would waive a pre-sentence investigation.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, Jesus is the sole provider of his family. He has struggled with back pain since the automobile accident, and he was using in this THC and marijuana derivatives for those purposes. He understands now that he's going to have to manage his pain with a doctor, a different doctor, whichever one that's going to help now. And he'd like to continue working. He's supposed to be promoted in his job on his birthday in December. We would ask that the court follow the plea bargain. He also understands that the TAP evaluation could recommend any sort of drug treatment, and he would be, of course, willing to abide by whatever those recommendations are of the TAP evaluation.
All right, Jesus, who's Alma?
Excuse me, ma'am. I couldn't really.
I'm sorry, who's Alma Sotelo?
That's my mom, ma'am.
All right. So this was at your mom's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else lives at the house other than you and your mom?
It was at that time it was just my dad and my little brother.
And how old is your little brother?
At that time he was probably like 16, I believe, because he's 2
All right.
years younger than me.
So where are you? Are you living there still or living somewhere else?
I still sleep there sometimes, but I don't right now, or I sleep here with my baby mama. So I like kind of go back and forth.
No, you're sleeping. You're sleeping at the household of the mother of your child.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say disrespectful or nothing like that.
That's okay. No, I mean, if that's the mother of your child and you love your child, it's the mother of your child.
Yes,
it's not
yes,
your
ma'am.
baby mama.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you only have one child?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
She's barely gonna go 10 months.
Okay. So why are you back and forth between your mom's house and the mother of your child's house?
Well, because she stays still with her mom and stuff. So like they don't mind. I'm pretty sure they'll let me move in, but I just don't feel like comfortable, like staying with them like that. So that's why I go back and forth. Like, I'll spend the night here, you know, like I'll spend the night with them, but then again, I'll still go back to my house and I actually stay there.
Well, things have changed. When I was growing up, Brenda, my mom would not have allowed that. So
Yeah, that's my parents are old school Mexican parents as well, so they weren't really too fond of the idea.
But
either.
don't let your son do that.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right. So how are you supporting yourself?
Right now I work at 2 Men in a Truck. It's a moving company. I'm looking at a promotion when I'm 20. That's the only reason I'm not a driver yet. Company policy, you got to be 20 years old. So right now I get paid $13.75, but once I get promoted, they'll bump me up $3, so I'll be at $16.75.
Okay. So did you graduate from school or no?
Yes, ma'am. From John F. Kennedy High School. I graduated in 2020.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? What are your
Well,
hopes
my
and dreams?
first goal was to go be either in the HVAC industry or to be like an electric. But then I got my girlfriend pregnant, all that happened, so I had to get a job sooner than later.
All right. If you're drug tested today, is it going to be positive?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not gonna lie to you. At work still before, I still smoke with my coworkers, or either that, or they'll have the new thing called Delta 8, and I know for sure that still has some THC. So like I know it'll still pop up. I'm pretty sure it'll still pop up like that.
All right. You're going to have to stop using. You understand?
Oh yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So what are your work hours?
Right now I have to be at work by 7:30, but then the time I get out, it just varies on my job. Sometimes I could get out as late as 10 at night or as early as 12 or 1, just depending on my job that day.
So when you're saying 7:30, is that 7:30 p.m. or a.m.?
Yes, ma'am. 7:30 a.m.
They have you working from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
No, well, that just it just depends on your job, ma'am. Like you never know, it could blow up on you. The latest I've ever stayed there at job or that I got back to the warehouse was at 11 at night.
Okay. All right, so this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to follow your agreement, sentence you 4 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine probated, restitution of $60 to Bexar County Laboratory for drug testing, 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've had the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 hours will be waived. I'm not going to allow you to buy out the community service hours, but the remaining of the community service hours will be waived if you obtain some type of certificate for job training, or if you get a certificate in HVAC or whatever you're planning on doing.
Yes, ma'am.
There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom, parenting classes, I'm going to want drug testing, but just test him for levels. So, Mr. Santello, your levels should be going down.
Yes,
if your
ma'am.
levels continue to go down, we'll be fine. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. All right.
And we're going to do field visits, random one time per month.
For that, ma'am, did y'all want it to my house or my?
Oh, we're going to discuss that in a minute.
Oh, good.
All right. It's going to be proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right. With regards to your housing situation, you need to choose a place that you're going to live. Really, here's the thing. Her parents really shouldn't be allowing you. This is me speaking to you as someone who is concerned, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Her parents really should not be allowing you to come and use that place as a hotel, because that's what it's being used for. Some days you're there, some days you're not there. And she shouldn't even be allowing you to use it as a hotel. So
yes,
if
ma'am.
you all are going to be a family unit, then it needs to be a family unit where you all have your own place without you spending some time there. I don't think this is Dallas with Norfolk, where everybody has their own wing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
aging myself by saying that, but this, or let me make it better. This is not Buckingham Palace, where everybody has their own apartments within the palace, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to make a decision on whether or not you're going to be living with her or whether or not you're going to be living with your mom.
No, well, I'm gonna live here then. If that's one in Northern, I'm gonna live here then.
Well, should you really be living there though? That's my
Well, because
question.
don't get me wrong. Like, I still come after, as soon as I get off work, this is where I go. I come here, most of the time I'm always here. Like, but I wouldn't say that I live here.
But you shouldn't be using a place as a hotel. Let's be honest. Let's be
No, yeah.
plain. You're using that
don't-
place as a hotel.
Well, that's my goal, to get our own place, but you can't just speak it. You got to make it happen, I guess.
Yeah, you do. And so the way to make that happen sooner is to stop using that place as a hotel, because as long as you have a free hotel, there really is no incentive to get your own place, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Well,
that's just the way it is.
My daughter's my incentive to get home.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to be your own man. And part of being your own man is getting your own place for you and the mother of your child, if that relationship's going to work out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Santello, what I'm telling you is what I would tell my brother, what I would tell my cousin. And if the mother of your child were my relative, I would tell her, don't let him come over here using this place as a hotel. Tell him, you know what? If we're going to be together, we need to get our own place. And it's not a hotel room. It's not for him to just come and sleep and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Because your child that you have, you're supposed to be raising them so they won't tolerate that. And they don't think that that's the right thing to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And her parents shouldn't be allowing that either.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's an apartment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many bedrooms is that?
2.
Oh, no. That would never have been allowed with my mom. And I guarantee you, everybody who's on this screen, including
No,
your
it wouldn't have
attorney.
been allowed. Don't get me wrong. My parents, they're old school Mexican parents. So they're like old school parents. I'm talking about like no girlfriends, couldn't bring no one over, like it's the house type of stuff like that.
Well, you can't bring anyone over if you're going to use the house as a hotel room. But I guarantee you, even your attorney, his parents would not have allowed that.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I right, Michael Velichek?
That's right, Judge. And I know also that I believe he needs to help with his mother and with his child. So when you get your own place, you need to stay close to everybody. Can you do that?
No, yes, sir. Well, that's
Okay.
what at first we're trying to find something by my work, but then income's coming around the corner, so we were just gonna wait for that,
Okay.
get both of our monies in.
All right. And you know what? Let's not have any more children
Yes, ma'am.
until
I don't
we're
know.
ready to have more children,
Yes.
until we have our own place, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't care. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2, and probation will meet you in 2, and they'll go over conditions and make sure those levels go down. All right.
No, yes, ma'am, of course.
Judge
All right.
Wade,
Good luck to you.
I would
Judge
thank you,
Wade, real quick, for the community service, can you repeat after the COVID vaccine, was it the remainder be waived if you provides proof of employment?
No, the remainder will be waived if he does something to improve himself. For example,
Okay.
if he gets a certificate, he says he wants to do HVAC. So if he gets any kind of certificate for that, the remainder will be waived.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So you can go to number 2, and Mr. Velichek, you can go to number 2, or either you can be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I would thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck to you.
I would thank you, ma'am.
All right, so where are my prosecutors? Well, I say my prosecutors, they're not my prosecutors, Brenda, but they do work here. Where's Marcus and Caitlin and Brittany? Brittany's new. This is my first time seeing her on this Zoom screen because I was involved in another trial. And where is Marcus Sanders? There he is. All right, guys. Well, we are done for today. I think we're going to start up tomorrow at 9. But I'm going to talk to Norma about that. But hey, and Hunter's gone. But my mom has replacements. Well, not really. You really can't replace humans, Brenna. But Mom has already told me she is still watching you guys. All right, so let me